WWE Extreme Rules is this Sunday, July the 14th, 2019 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We've got 10 matches on the card at this time, and they might add one or two like they normally do by Sunday, maybe another pre-show match, or add 24/7 title. I'm sure that's going to be involved one way or another. We'll have to find out and see. I honestly do not know what's going to happen come Sunday at Extreme Rules, but I will be live on Periscope for both All Elite Wrestling AEW Fight for the Fallen this Saturday night, July the 13th, and also on Sunday night, July the 14th for WWE Extreme Rules 2019. So 10 matches. As I said, I'll start things off here in my prediction video right here on Gridiron Ring's YouTube channel. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links are in the description below. I'll start off with the handicap match for the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Championship. That's Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I still think Alexa or Nikki will turn on one another. Bayley will end up retaining come Sunday, I think, and then Alexa or Nikki will turn, setting up potentially a triple threat at SummerSlam, maybe a fatal four-way as well. Maybe if you insert Charlotte into that storyline, with Bayley once again going back to Money in the Bank, maybe just a singles match between Bayley and Charlotte, and then a feud with Alexa and Nikki, regular singles match. We'll have to find out and see, but Bayley will retain her SmackDown Live Women's Championship on Sunday at Extreme Rules. Next, I'll do the Cruiserweight Championship. That's Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese. Gulak actually picked up this Cruiserweight title at Stomping Grounds a couple weeks back, to become Cruiserweight Champion for the first time ever, and I think it'd be best to have him retain, have a new face in the Cruiserweight division on 205 Live, so I think Drew Gulak will win on Sunday at Extreme Rules. Also have a WWE Universal and WWE Raw Women's Championship match. It's a winners take all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match, and I'll get to that here in a little bit. That's Seth Rollins and the Man Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. I'll get to that here coming up very, very shortly, because I believe that's either going to be the co-main event or the main event of the evening. If it's not the main event, it's going to be the co-main event. Hell, this might kick off the show though too. To be honest with you, I don't know though. We'll have to find out and see come Sunday, because The Undertaker is back in WWE. It's going to be The Undertaker and the big dog Roman Reigns versus the Best in the World 2019 Shane McMahon and the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred tag team match. And I'll also get to that here coming up very, very shortly, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96. Links are in the description below. A last man standing match with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Braun hasn't been on TV since Strowman and Lashley went through the entrance a couple weeks back on Monday Night Raw. Lashley actually returned though this past week, and he came out to Rey Mysterio, if I'm not mistaken. Mysterio had an open challenge. Lashley came out, looked fine. I'm sure Strowman's fine as well. They're just going to wait until Extreme Rules to have him come back, which is this Sunday, July the 14th, on the WWE Network, and I will be live on Periscope doing live reactions, so be sure to tune in. They'll get the big pop for Strowman when he comes back. Braun Strowman will defeat the almighty Bobby Lashley. Give me the monster among men. Next, I'll do the Raw Tag Team Championships and the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, as this is somewhat surprising for an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I thought at least one of them would be on the line, more so the Raw Tag Team titles, because SmackDown Tag Champs were, or the titles, the champions going into Stomping Grounds were Daniel Bryan and Rowan, and they retained at Stomping Grounds, so they had a championship match a couple weeks ago. Now they're having another championship match, triple threat on the SmackDown side. A regular tag team match, though, on the Raw side with the Revival and the Usos. I think the Revival will retain. like I said, I honestly don't know what's going to happen, though. I mean, they might have the Usos win. I mean, the club's back together. You got AJ Styles and the Good Brothers, Big Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So, who knows, maybe down the road they have them become a trio and good stable of champions, which, that's what they should be. AJ's in a feud right now with Ricochet for the United States Championship, and that match is probably going to steal the show. It's probably going to be the best match of the night, depending on how Aleister Black and Cesaro goes, because Cesaro actually answered Aleister Black's challenge, and Aleister Black will face Cesaro at Extreme Rules. So Aleister Black now going to be back on TV wrestling full time, as he's been cutting promos the past, I'll say, month or so now, basically ever since him and Ricochet split up. But the future is bright for both of those former NXT champions. So Revival and Usos regular tag team match for the Raw tag team titles. Give me the Revival over the Usos. Like I said, though, I honestly don't know what's going to happen come Sunday. SmackDown side, as I said, triple threat with Daniel Bryan and Rowan, The New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and another WWE Championship match versus Samoa Joe. And then also Heavy Machinery in the triple threat match with Daniel Bryan and Rowan and The New Day for the SmackDown Live tag team titles. Daniel Bryan and Rowan will probably retain, though. However, I would not be surprised if The New Day do pick up these titles once again. I mean, a couple years ago at SummerSlam, which is going to be the next pay-per-view coming up, they had The New Day win the tag titles, so they might hold off until then, just because obviously they're going to be in Toronto, great wrestling city, and then they'll be staying in Toronto for the Raw and SmackDown afterwards, obviously. And then with the SmackDown Live deal with Fox coming up in October, just a short time away now, New Day as your tag team champions. I wouldn't say split up Daniel Bryan and Rowan, keep them together like it was back at the beginning of the year. Daniel Bryan singles competitor and Rowan basically just his bodyguard. Do something like that, and then have the New Day with Heavy Machinery for a little while, maybe. I'm trying to think other tag teams on SmackDown. The whole thing's basically messed up, though, with the wild card role. You honestly don't know who's going to be appearing on Raw and SmackDown week in and week out anymore. They might be having another draft, so I've been hearing after SummerSlam, which I said they should do. I don't know how many months ago. I was saying this a long time ago because I think it'd be best for business. So if they do it, I guess I can say I told you so. But, we'll see what happens. Also on SmackDown, might have a match at SummerSlam with Kevin Owens and the best in the world, Shane McMahon. Maybe a singles match with The Undertaker and Drew McIntyre as well. There's going to be a lot of matches at SummerSlam, and that's why I think they're holding off with the Intercontinental Championship once again. Finn Balor in a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. They actually wrestled on SmackDown this past week, and that was a damn good match. Stole the show, other than obviously Kevin Owens crashing the party to kick off SmackDown Live this week and telling everybody that basically, Shane McMahon, you can kiss my ass. So I think that goes for a lot of people right now, because with Shane being the best in the world, getting this huge push, I don't think a lot of people are liking it. So obviously, Kevin Owens speaking the truth as he normally does, because he is, so he says, the worst in the world, but Kevin Owens is one of the best, if not the best superstar the WWE has now. Most athletic, that'd be Ricochet. He's in a United States Championship match versus AJ Styles. I think this match is going to steal the show. Winner, though, for Daniel Bryan and Rowan, New Day, and Heavy Machinery for the SmackDown Live tag team titles. Daniel Bryan and Rowan will retain. New Day might win them at SummerSlam. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I honestly don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. Storyline-wise, stuff's been screwed up, obviously, as of late, dating back to WrestleMania. Ratings are down, as usual, the past almost 4 months now. So, I mean, obviously, yeah, they are bringing back, if you guys didn't hear, Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman to run SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, respectively. And obviously, Heyman's still going to be beside Brock Lesnar's side. Does Lesnar make an appearance at Extreme Rules on Sunday? I don't know. We'll have to find out and see. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Obviously, with the winners take all Extreme Rules match with Rollins and Lynch versus Corbin and Lacey Evans, Lesnar, could come out, tease a cash in and then not cash in. The thing is, with his contract, it's just best for him to not be around, obviously, as much with. I mean, even if he was champion, he still wouldn't be around. But it's just best for him to be Money in the Bank, I guess, now, even though it was a little shocking and, a little disappointing at the same time when he did win. But, that was best for business, even though there are other superstars that deserve it more than him, but with his contract to keep him in the fold, he's a huge draw. Lesnar might make an appearance. We'll see. I know I'm going on and on saying I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but I honestly don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. They could, swerve everyone and have AJ defeat Ricochet, which I don't think that's going to happen. I think that match will probably end in a disqualification, one way or another, a count out, a double count out, something along those lines. The club, the Good Brothers themselves, Gallows and Anderson, will probably get involved. I'm trying to think of somebody who could help Ricochet. Maybe Aleister Black, if they want to, tease them getting back together, even though they've split up. Maybe Rey Mysterio, and then you have AJ move on to do something else, or get Mysterio involved, have it be a triple threat at SummerSlam. Like I said, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Everything's just so screwed up right now. But we'll find out and see one way or another, obviously. And these are just predictions, folks. WWE is still going to do what WWE wants to do. So, take this however you want. We'll get the end result come Sunday. So a quick recap so far before I move on and do the last remaining matches, the key matches of the night that will probably have people talking come next Monday on Raw and Tuesday on SmackDown, as we'll inch closer towards SummerSlam, middle of August. And I will actually be at the Go Home Raw for SummerSlam this year. So I'll have more videos, more content from that to upload right here to the YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe. But quick recap so far. Bayley, I'm taking Bayley over Alexa and Nikki. Gulak, Drew Gulak over Tony Nese, Dan O'Brien and Rowan over the New Day and Heavy Machinery. Braun Strowman and the Revival to also win. Did I mention Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, a last man standing match? If I didn't, I just did. So yeah, that match is a last man standing match. We'll have to find out and see what happens there. Also, Aleister Black and Cesaro, as I said, regular singles match. Aleister's definitely going to win this. Cesaro put over Ricochet. He's U.S. champ right now, going up against AJ Styles. Cesaro's going to put over Aleister Black. It looks like Cesaro's turning into the next veteran that's going to be putting over a lot of younger talent, unfortunately. So we'll have to see what happens there. But Aleister Black will defeat Cesaro, I do believe. Ricochet will defeat, one way or another, AJ Styles. Like I said, DQ, count out, double count out, something like that. I mean, hell, they main evented Raw for 2 weeks straight a couple weeks ago. They really stole the show, and they'll steal the show once again come Sunday night at Extreme Rules in Philadelphia. Next, Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. Kofi is reportedly injured, so maybe they have Samoa Joe defeat him, and then Brock Lesnar cash in maybe. Brock Lesnar's on SmackDown then. Draw for Fox come October. I mean, yeah, it'd suck for the SmackDown, side of things, because other than that, you have Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title. I don't know. It probably could, but I don't honestly know if that could really take over the show and really hold the fort down. We'll have to find out and see come Sunday what they do. They could have Kofi retain and then have Lesnar come out. We'll see, but Kofi Kingston will defeat Samoa Joe. Unfortunately, Samoa Joe needs to get a championship back around his waist sometime sooner rather than later. Last chance, winners take all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match for both the WWE Universal Championship and the WWE Monday Night Raw Women's Championship. The Beast Slayer, the Architect, the Kingslayer, Seth frickin' Rollins, and the man Becky Lynch will face off versus the Lone Wolf. He will be Philadelphia's favorite son come Sunday night, and the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. So Rollins and Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. And if Rollins defeats Corbin, Rollins and Lynch win. If Lynch defeats Lacey Evans, Rollins and Lynch win. If Corbin defeats Rollins, Corbin becomes Universal Champion, Lacey becomes Raw Women's Champ, no matter if Rollins does not lose or Lynch does not lose. Only has to have one pinfall to end this match. But Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch will retain. Corbin, maybe ship him to SmackDown if they have a draft. Corbin's awesome though, and he'll probably end up staying on Raw for quite a while, I would think. But we'll see what happens. Next, in the main event then, the 10th and final match. Like I said, they could add a couple more come Sunday. It's the Undertaker and Roman Reigns. Who would have thought them teaming up with one another 2 years after them facing off in the main event of WrestleMania 33, and then the Undertaker leaving all his gear in the middle of the ring. But it's the Undertaker and Roman Reigns, and they're actually calling them the Graveyard Dogs. So it's going to be the Graveyard Dogs versus the best in the world Shane McMahon and the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred tag team match. And this should be the main event in my opinion. We'll see if it ends up being the main event. I mean, hell, it's the Undertaker for God's sake, so it should be the main event. But we'll see. But definitely the Undertaker and Roman Reigns will be winning. As I said earlier, Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon maybe, Undertaker, Drew McIntyre, Roman maybe with Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam, going back to that, as I've said for how long. In my opinion, Roman was going to defeat Kofi at SummerSlam to become WWE Champion. Maybe have Brock Lesnar reigns once again for Fox come the fall with the Money in the Bank. That'll get people talking once again, get people tuned in, get those ratings up once again as well. Lesnar with Rollins, Reigns, WrestleMania next year maybe as well, with them both being champions. We'll find out and see, but those are my predictions for WWE Extreme Rules this Sunday. Hopefully you enjoyed. Once again, I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but if you guys have predictions, let me know down in the comment section below. You can also like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, CoolHandLuke96, on social media. Links are in the description below, and I hope to see everybody on Saturday and Sunday this upcoming weekend, July the 13th and 14th, 2019, for live reactions play-by-play over on Periscope of AEW Fight for the Fallen and WWE Extreme Rules 2019.